UFC 299, here we go. This weekend, it's going down. We got Sugar Sean O'Malley, the self-proclaimed undefeated champion, versus CHITO Marlon Vera. Guys, this is going to be a banger. I can't wait for this fight. We got a bunch of good fights on the undercard just to open us up. Prelims, main card, all of it leading up to the #1 fight, Sugar Sean versus CHITO Vera. Let's get into it. Okay, so today we're going to go over my UFC 299 breakdowns. We're going to start in the prelims, work up through the main card, and then all the way up to the main event. There's some word going around that UFC 299 might actually be better than UFC 300. I'm pretty excited for both, but let me know in the comments, are you more excited for UFC 299 or UFC 300? Okay, kicking off the prelims, we got Pedro Munhoz versus Phillips. Let's start with Pedro Munhoz. Super tough, durable, has some good wins, good experience against some of the top guys. He's fought CHITO Vera, he's fought Sugar Sean O'Malley. Both of those guys are fighting for the title in the main event. Though he is a very good grappler, we don't see it too often. He's kind of transitioned into the striking aspect. He's got really good power, and he's got the availability to knock you out. Pedro, definitely no easy task for anyone going out there. He's had some super tough fights against some super tough dudes. Fought against both guys in the main event, Sean O'Malley and CHITO Vera. He's just got experience. He's a grinder. He always shows up in every one of his fights, so it's never an easy task. Phillips, on the other hand, super game opponent. He's got good striking. He's got good grappling. He's got both submissions and knockouts, so we know he's good and he's well-rounded in all areas of the sport. I actually got the pleasure to train with him when I was in Arizona at the MMA lab, and he is a super tough competitor. Pedro is coming off a loss. Phillips is on a 2-fight win streak. I can see Kyler taking this one, but Pedro is never to count out. He's tough, he's durable, and he's been in there with some high-level guys, but my pick is going to be Phillips. Number 2 on the prelims, we got Mateusz Gamrot versus RDA. Rafael dos Anjos, former champion, fought at welterweight, fought at lightweight, has fought some of the best names in the sport, has been in it for a long time. When he was a champion, he was a tough champion. Mateusz Gamrot, on the other hand, super tough guy. Great wrestling, great grappling. He knows how to push the pace. Both of these guys know how to push the pace, actually. So I could see Mateusz kind of overwhelming RDA. RDA has had some trouble with tough grapplers and wrestlers in the past. So if I'm going to take a winner, I'm going to go with Mateusz Gamrot. Number 3, Katlyn versus Maycee Barber. This one is actually a super tough fight to pick because Katlyn just kind of knows how to get it done within those 3 rounds. Maycee Barber, on the other hand, 5-fight win streak, super powerful, just gaining her own confidence in there. She had a bit of a tough run in the beginning of her career in the UFC, but like I said, she's on a 5-fight win streak now. She's showing more confidence, more adaptability, and more of a well-rounded game. Katlyn does have title fight experience. I think I'm gonna have to go with Maycee Barber on this one. She's on that 5-fight win streak. She's just finding her stride right now. She's powerful, she's hungry. Maycee Barber for the win. Okay, and number 4 in the prelims, we got the heavyweights, the big boys. We got Blaydes versus Jailton Almeida. Blaydes has obviously been in there with some of the toughest dudes at the heavyweight division. He's got super strong wrestling, and he always brings the pace. This is that classic grappling wrestling matchup. Jailton Almeida, super good jiu-jitsu. I don't think he's lost since 2018, and he's never lost in the UFC. And there's something to say about that. When you just win and you do it consistently, there's something that you start to figure out. You start to build that confidence, and you start to just know how to get it done. You know how to get in there and get the W. So if Jailton Almeida can bring this to the ground, I can see him finishing the fight with a submission. On the other hand, I could also see Blaydes taking away the grappling because of his strong wrestling defense and making it a stand-up fight. With that being said, I'm still gonna have to go with Jailton Almeida winning this fight. Now we're getting into that good part of this UFC card. So good. We got Petr versus Yadong. Petr, battle-tested, former champ, beat Jose Aldo. Tough fights against Aljamain Sterling. This guy has fought the who's who in the bantamweight division and has looked impressive all the way through. Tight boxing, strong kickboxing, good grappling, and just the pace, the pressure he brings. It's hard to beat. On the other hand, we got Yadong, super powerful, super fast. This guy can knock you out from anywhere. either with his hands or with his legs. And I know he's been working on his wrestling as well. My brother, CJJ World Champion Elias Anderson, has been going out there and training with him every now and then. So if he can keep this on the feet or maybe even take it to the ground, we saw that Petr Yan struggled a lot a bit with Merab Dvalishvili. So maybe that's the game plan for Song Yadong. Maybe take it to the ground, use a little bit of that grappling he's been working on, and then see where the fight goes from there. My winner and my pick, Song Yadong. Okay guys, Gilbert Burns, Jack Della Maddalena. This one's a tough one for me. I love Gilbert Burns, but watching Jack, his boxing, his striking is just so crisp, so clean. He just puts together his combinations very well. And one thing that I'm seeing from him is he follows through with his combinations. So when he starts, he doesn't stop and he keeps his hands up, he keeps his chin down. Sometimes he does get clipped though, and Gilbert Burns is not the guy to get touched by. Gilbert Burns has power in his hands. He's a great jiu-jitsu guy, but he prefers the striking as of recently. Jack Della, some pretty good wrestling defense. I'll be interested to see if Gilbert wants to take this to the ground or if he wants to keep it a stand-up affair. I can see it going both ways, but if I really had to pick, I think Jack Della is going to get it done. This is the part of the card where shit goes down. We got Kevin Holland, Michael Venom Page. Could you ask for a more exciting fight? Kevin Holland is just a tough dude. He can strike from anywhere. His knockout against Jacare from the bottom. And then on the other side, we got Michael Venom Page, and Michael Venom Page has some freaky knockouts. I mean, this guy knocks people out. Super good karate. His knockout against Cyborg in Bellator was probably the scariest knockout I've ever seen, as well as his most recent finish against Goichi Yamauchi. This guy is just dangerous from everywhere, and none of these guys are going to the ground. They both have power. Kevin Holland has power. He's got knockouts. Michael Venom Page has knockouts, obviously. Is Kevin Holland gonna be able to deal with the karate style? He struggled a bit against Stephen Thompson, and Michael Venom Page I think is longer and rangier than Thompson and just as good of karate. I think I'm gonna have to stick with my Bellator alum on this one. I'm going Michael Venom Page. Co-main event time. Dustin El Diamante, the Diamond Poirier, versus the God of War Benoit Denis. This one hurts a little because I love Dustin Poirier. I absolutely love Dustin Poirier. Probably the most game fighter in the UFC. Probably one of the most game fighters in the UFC. He's the type of guy that is your favorite fighter's favorite fighter. That's the type of guy Dustin Poirier is. He always puts everything on the line. He goes out there and gives his whole heart inside the cage and always performs. On the other hand though, we got Benoit Denis, who's just so exciting to watch. He can grapple, he can strike. He calls himself the God of War, and I really believe like he feels that's true, especially when he's in there and he's just looking for violence. Both these guys are old school MMA guys. They are violent and they're fighters. They're fighters to the core. I'm looking forward to this fight probably the most of the whole card. And as much as I love Dustin Poirier and I love seeing him succeed, I think Benoit Denis with the wrestling and grappling probably will get the better of Dustin Poirier this time around. So I'm gonna have to pick Benoit Denis. And in the main event, we got SUGA Sean O'Malley. O'Malley versus Marlon Chito Vera, guys. This is a fight. Think about what happened in the last time. That stays with you. I know Sean is the type of fighter to just kind of push through that. He's shown he's got a lot of backlash and he's got a lot of people kind of doubting him against Petr Yan, against Aljamain Sterling, and he's proved everyone wrong. So he's the type of guy to fight through some pressure, fight through adversity. Chito Vera, tough against anyone. He can always find the knockout. he'll be losing fights and then he'll just knock you out because he's got that power, he's got that confidence, and he just knows how to win in those close moments. I think that Sean O'Malley has the better footwork, has the faster hands, and I think overall, if he can stay on the outside, avoid the big power shots, and pick Marlon apart from that range that he has, then I think we'll see a Sugar Sean O'Malley victory, and I think he'll remain champ, and then we'll see Merab next. That concludes my UFC 299 breakdown. If you stuck around to the end of the video, first and foremost, thank you so much. And if you enjoyed this content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, give me a subscribe. If you want to watch more of my content, you can watch my last video about how I got into this sport and how I started fighting in professional MMA, and I'll see y'all next time.